I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if you've seen anything like it.
What, as in a goalkeeper not going off?
Well, just as a player.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. But
I think the commentators mentioned something about Sissoko when he played for Liverpool.
Was it Sacco or Sissoko? I can't remember. I think it might be Sacco.
Yeah, refusing to come off in the 2016 final, but Klopp eventually won that one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Doesn't look good, particularly for Sarri. He said after the game as well that no discipline for Kepa, and he's pretty certain that the club's backed him because at the end of the day as well, they played to his desire in that game. We saw it with the tactics in the second half and how it looked like that Chelsea could potentially nick this and win the game. It kind of all fell apart as soon as Kepa disobeyed it. It kind of brought those questions up again as, does he have control over this changing room? Does he have control over the players? And we'll have to wait and see. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans angry about the reaction as well. Some of them saying that Kepa needs to be benched for the next couple of games now, or either that, or potentially Sarri walks, just calls it a day. But I don't see any of those happening.
Philippa, I mean, obviously with you being a footballer, has that ever happened in your team when a manager tells a player to come off and then they don't? Or is it ever a thing in the background where people disagree? I mean, you see some players, don't you, coming off and then they throw their bib and they're a bit unhappy because they thought, I could have stayed on. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to listen to their manager and take the order, no matter whether they like it or not.
Well, absolutely, they should take the order, but I'm afraid in Sunday League ladies football, it's really common. But then generally our managers are male. They're trying to manage, a squad of females, and it can get quite feisty. And it's a lot of the time. And it often is the things where there's potential for a niggling injury and the manager is trying to take a player off to save them. But, the adrenaline's going. You want to stay on. I mean, I don't like being subbed, but, I still have to respect my coach and come off if he thinks I should.
Do you think something should happen for Kepa now where he should at least get a warning or at least be on the bench for one game?
Well, I think it actually depends. If the story you believe is genuinely Sarri thought he had an injury and that's why he was taken off, then maybe he can get away with it. Having said that, I'd make an example of him. Otherwise, he's going to lose the whole dressing room, and then why is he there?
It was funny because when I saw Sarri walk, he was about to walk out the stadium, I thought. So I'm thinking, well, if you're saying after the match about him, he was fine, then why are you getting angry about it then? So I just think there's two.
One of those heat of the moment things, Just.
But I don't understand why he'd get so angry. It's not like you've lost the match or anything.
Just a miscommunication, wasn't it? And he said that as well in his presses after the game. There's a misunderstanding. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go forward from this. I think a lot of people would want to see Kepa benched for at least a couple of games, or docked wages and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the same time as well, he's only 24, still quite young in the game, still got a lot to learn. In terms of respect, biggest transfer fee ever for a goalkeeper when he went to Chelsea.
71 million.
So it's still got your own. You keep really in terms of that sense as well. He's only been there 6 months, so it's quite a big investment. So it still definitely feels like he's got a little bit of power on his side in that case. But Sarri can't be going on like this. He can't be going on with seemingly players walking all over him, because it's not going to help him in the long run at all.
I think as well though, like with Sarri, I feel like he probably needs a break, but I don't know. It's the things he has said in the past about like Hazard and the team, etc. I just feel like you're not helping yourself, are you? Like, if you're going to go down that road of you're going to get sacked as a football manager, like every football manager has been sacked, you want to at least go down that road where it wasn't because of what you said. It just didn't work out. Not in an aggressive, bad way, if that makes sense. It's a strange one. But what does it say for football managers these days, Philippa? Because the players look like they manage more of the managers these days. You don't see, the likes of Paul Pogba and all that, have anything against them after they disagree with Mourinho, etc.
Well, this is the thing. Is the manager a manager now, or is he a coach? Who's doing which job? And, obviously it's quite common now to see amongst many of the teams that there are players who are potentially overly influential, and I think it's something we'll probably come on to with one of our later topics. I just don't know. A lot of the time, the managers just aren't in the job long enough to build respect, are they?
Well, we were saying, because Martin O'Neill had an interview with the BBC after he got the Forest job, and he said, I'd have a 5-year plan, but I can't do that. It's just not in football anymore. And I think that just says it all, really, doesn't it? You could be there for 2 minutes, and then you're gone, out the window straight away. But it's a strange one.
I think, as well, it comes down to the personality of the manager and how he controls the room himself.
There's loads in there, but you look at Solskjaer at Man United at the moment, and he reminds me of Gareth Southgate in a way, where you can get behind him, and he's got that positivity. We don't know what he's like in the changing room. He could be like Fergie, throws a hairdryer at your number 7 player, but we don't know. But what I like about him is that positivity, but that uplift as well, because even Ante Herrera said last week, the difference is when he came in that everyone's smiling again. So it's funny, isn't it, how it could be quite a simple method, but yet everyone's following it and they're playing their best since Mourinho left.
Yeah, I think we still have to wait and see really on this Chelsea situation.
How long's he got left?
Yet. I think he's still got time.
Yeah.
I think the fact that a decision hasn't been made yet shows that the board is pretty much saying got until the end of the season at very least to see what you can do.
I was going to say Europa League must be a must now because there's nothing else.
You know, they've still got a chance to finish in the top 4 as well. Seems like a way off at the moment, but still got a chance to finish in the top 4 too. So, wait and see how it goes. They were still in 4 cup competitions this time last week, but now they're only in 2. If you want to give them the Premier League, but, I'd say no. So it really, essentially, if he wins the Europa League, they're in the Champions League next season.
Exactly, yeah.
That would be really tough to sack him. It'd be really tough to sack a manager after getting him in the Champions League after the season that Sarri's had.